So there's a video on TikTok where a sister talks about how she was assaulted or approached, bullied, if you will, by a white couple at a gym, and how these brothers stood around and did nothing. I'm gonna let her talk, and then we're gonna rewind and break it down because there are a few points that I feel that we need to touch on in this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
A white man today at the YMCA told me to get off of a machine because he so-called was using a machine when he wasn't. As I was approaching the machine was actually vacant. Okay. So he says, I was using that machine. I said, no, you weren't, because there was no one there. You were on another machine, right? So he tried to use intimidation tactics and tried to antagonize me to get off of the machine. And I stood my ground and I looked directly at him and I said that I will not get off this machine because I pay for this membership as well as you do. And you don't own the gym. You don't own this gym. So you don't tell me what to do. So fast forward, he's extremely pissed off and he's running around there just throwing weights around. He looks as though he is agitated. So again, I'm finished with my reps on that machine. So I go to the other side of the gym and I started doing some lateral pull downs. Now this was supposed to be my leg day, but I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit, right?
I like leg day. Yep, every video. Oh man, why stop right there?
So
Yeah, I like to do leg day. Every video I see on TikTok is some woman doing some dog on me legs day. Now she's doing lateral pull downs. I bet she had like some tight clothes on. Anyway,
I started
I'm just doing that because I don't. Anyway,
doing lateral pull downs. So as I'm doing that, I'm skimming. I am scanning the gym and I see him talking to this girl. And I'm just looking around. I said, okay, I'm assuming that it's his girlfriend. Because again, I got one eye open with him because he was slamming stuff around and I don't know what he is capable of, right? So he says something to her and she walks over to me and says, hey, I was using that machine. So at this point, I'm pissed off and I'm saying, okay. I said, you know what? I said, leave me the alone. I said, I know he sent you over here to with me because he did the same over there, but I'm gonna need for you to leave me the alone and back the away from me. I said, I am using this machine and you're not. So I forgot to add that when she approached me about the machine that she was not on, she was on the other side of the gym. He was standing in behind her as if he was protecting her, even though I know that he sent that bitch over there to say something to me. You understand? So one thing led to another. So at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel highly threatened because I am the only black woman in there, and there is a white man, and it is a YT woman, and they look like they're not standing down. So I grabbed a weight and I said, "Look, don't you take another motherfucking step towards me." And I genuinely mean that. So everybody's looking at us, and then they say, the employees walk over and say, hey, what's going on? Blah, 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 this and the third. She immediately tried to play victim. Well, all I was asking her, no, you was trying to intimidate me. You and your narcissistic boyfriend was trying to intimidate me. He got mad and he got triggered and he was all in his ego because I would not stand down from this man. So he sent you as if you gonna do something and you're not. And like I said before, I told them, get the back the away from me. Y'all, I picked up a weight and everything. Anyway, I say all this to say this.
okay. Before we get to the second half of this video, let's break this part down right here. I was going to let the whole thing play, but I don't think I want to watch the whole damn thing again. Number one, the language kind of turns me the wrong way. No. Let's not do that. Okay, so you are supposed to first of all, okay, you're in the gym. Say you're the only black person in this gym. Okay, that's you can go anywhere you want to work out. Understand? I get it. This should be a free country, but we know how it is when we just know how it is in this country. Hell, I went to Smoothie King, earlier, got me a smoothie when I got off work, and There's a few people in front of me, got my order, stood up on side of the wall, just was sitting there. But I always scan the room, and it looked like there was this, I scanned the room, and it was like some dude was like staring at me just for a second, kind of had a look at me, and then he like, kind of turned toward his woman, well, white dude. So then when I'm looking at him and I'm, scanning him up and down, he got tattoos all on his neck, all the way down, look like, look like probably a biker, dirty, maybe like a TPT dude. But on his elbow, he had a Confederate flag tattoo on his elbow. So now I'm like, okay. Now I say, okay, that could be nothing. But I'm like, all right, let me just stand here and just, what I'm saying, just put my back up against the wall, kept my cell phone in the pocket, and just stood there. Not staring at him, but just stood there just in case, something might try to jump off or something like that. You always want to keep your head on a swivel as a man. But anyway, there's the issue there. But so yeah, it's when you put yourself in situations like that, just be prepared that things like this can happen. Number one, okay, the next thing is the guy approached her, said I was using this machine, probably trying to intimidate her. Right, I get it. Jacked up, wrong. Somebody should have been there to protect her. But so the question is, where was your man? Because he did, I'm gonna say, the manly thing and was not going to confront you, violently threaten you, nothing like that. He went and got his bottom chick. Went and talked to her and said, hey, this, what I'm saying, let's go over there and put this chocolate, what I'm saying, chick's sister in her, quote unquote, in her place probably. And so she, under the tutelage of her man, went over there and tried to check you too. All the while he's standing behind her, right? So he is there to protect his woman. That, whether he's right or wrong in his, I don't know, the way if I'm just going by your video, by his racist stance or his rant, that alone was the right thing. He did the right thing for what he was doing. What he was doing probably was wrong, but he did the right thing because one, like I said, he wasn't trying to, because he could have easily probably just choked you out and, what I'm saying, cussed you out. And then if there was a physical confrontation, he was not going to lose. But then he went and got his woman. So my question is, you say you picked up a weight. Why did you not call? Like I said, where was your man while you working out? Because that's one thing. Because I know, because rest of the video, you're gonna hear what she got to say. But yes, she's gonna say about the women are the least protected and all this kind of stuff. Black women are the least protected and all this kind of stuff. But you went to a gym by yourself, which is nothing wrong with that. Like I said, you should be able to go anywhere you want to. But again, where was your man? Because she was with her man and he was with his woman. Where your man at? I want to think maybe that language that she has, maybe something that turns off. Maybe her man was at work. I don't know. But if he was at work, why you ain't call your man? Or why you ain't call your brother or some male figure, some black man that you know? Why you ain't calling? Why you just say, you know what? Okay, I know what to do. Don't even worry about it. Walked off, made a phone call, then come back to the floor and start working out. And y'all probably say, oh, that ain't right. You want the brother to come up there and risk his life and his freedom over, over this, over something like this. No, he could just come up there and just watch. And watch his girl, work to do. He ain't got to sit down to the guy. Just watch his girl work out or whatever. Say, okay, next time. Or she can go home and say, hey, this is what happened to me. He'd be like, okay, next time, when you work out, next time from now on, when you work out, I'll go with you. You know what I'm saying? Or why she didn't tell us that when it first happened. The reason why I asked why she didn't call somebody, because if he was black, most likely she would have called somebody. She would have called her man. She would have called her brother to come up there. Regardless of who's in there, she would have called her people to come and handle them. It's just typical. It's just why you got a lot of brothers in prison or in the grave now going to help, coming to the aid of their woman or their sister over things as small as this or even smaller than that, or something even more egregious than what she's talking about. So that's my rant on this first part because I want to build that up. I want to say that first because I want you to hear what she's about to say next.
There were 2 black men present when I was getting into it with these people. Okay, this big buff ass 300-pound white male was walking towards me, as well as his girlfriend was also walking towards me, and they sat there and didn't say a fucking word. And guess what? They seen what happened.
Shoot, you say it was 300 some pounds, right? They probably was scared. How big were they? Like 190 pounds? I'm just, I know, ain't no excuse. I'm just saying. I mean, she made an emphasis by saying, you scared this big old 300 plus pound, 6'8" gorilla. Why y'all didn't want to come fight him? You could have left that up out the store.
They seen what happened in the beginning.
But yeah,
when this man told me to get the hell off the machine, and you know what they did? They sat there like cowards.
And I'm gonna say that wasn't right. I mean, seriously, I don't know where she at. Should have came down here to Texas. Come to Dallas. I don't know what hell. Hopefully, maybe she not. Maybe she is in Dallas. I hope not. But down here in the South, like real Southern man, shoot, dudes, real dudes. I don't know how old these dudes were that she's talking about. Maybe they might have been kids, but I say like this: my age group, something like that would happen. And because first of all, if it was 2 black dudes, first of all, let's just say like this: if me and my homeboys in the gym back in the day, if we was in the gym and we see a sister like her, because she's not a bad looking sister, she's not working there. Like I said, I'm sure she probably looking good in her clothes or whatever. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep an eye on her regardless. Now we ain't gonna sit there and stir and ogle and Google and stuff like that. But we're gonna notice that she's in there, especially if she's the only black. She said only black woman in the gym. Yeah, we're gonna notice that she's there. Now we're gonna see what period. So if a dude walks up to a charging hub, somebody get off the machine, and she's like, you wasn't on the machine, I was on the machine. Best believe, regardless if he's 300-pound buff white man, we're gonna go over there and we're gonna see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We're probably going to ask, we're not problem. We're going to ask what the problem is before the staff asks what the problem is. And we're going to just let this woman know and let that big buff gorilla know that you just ain't finna sit over here and punk a sister. Just not gonna happen. Okay. So, but again, if we wish we had more context as to who these black men were, how big were they, how straight were they, how much testosterone they had they eaten yet? I don't know. Maybe their sugar was low. I don't know. But I wish we had a little more context of who these brothers were.
They sat there like cowards. And black men, I'm just gonna tell you right now, this is why nobody respects you. Let me just say that. Some of you, this is why. This is why no one respects you and nobody is respecting your women either.
And by her saying that, that's what turned me off the whole video. But we're gonna watch the last 2 minutes of it. Because you said nobody respects us. You take 2 guys who are in the gym, who you don't know. Like I say, where your man, where your daddy, where your husband, where your cousins, where your brothers at? Why you ain't call them? Do you not have male figures in your family that you felt that you could call to come and help you? If that's the case, you shouldn't be in the YMCA gym working out. You should be at a doggone me boxing class or a self-defense class learning how to protect yourself. That's what you need to be doing, because you don't know now black man in the world who would have came to your aid and to your assistance. Now, when you say words like what you just said, that lets me know right there you've already had a pre-connotation. I can't think of the word right now. God, but anyway, you already thought about us like this for whatever reason. And usually, though, I say what she's wearing. I know she's wearing like the African black, the black sister earrings, got her natural hair with this flower in her head. So I see a bit of feminism in her appearance already. And these brothers here, they didn't make it no better. But I have a feeling that even if they would have, went over to try to protect her, she would still make a video and somehow, well, she probably wouldn't even made the video about them brothers helping out. She probably would have said the first part, but probably would not say the part about brothers helping her because it wouldn't fit her agenda.
This is why that video went viral with that man calling them black women a hard ER and calling all type of shit. And y'all sat there like three little stooges and was laughing and thought it was motherfucking funny. Y'all are not respected no way.
I didn't see that video. That's funny. That's weird. But anyway, not respected nowhere. Man, I'm just gonna talk from personal experience. I'm respected pretty much everywhere. I mean, from what I know, if I'm on sightseeing, I'm respected everywhere I go with people that I interact with on a daily basis. And as a nurse, you know who I interact with probably 95 to 97% of the time? Women. Black women, white women, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, Korean, all women. And the majority of them, I'm gonna say the majority of them respect me. You know, the ones who don't show me respect for the most part, man, I'm finna go somewhere that's finna, ooh, mercy. I'm not even gonna say because you already know what I'm gonna say. Who don't respect me as who I get the least respect, and I have to use more force to show who your supervisor is, who your manager, who the manager is, who I have to repeat myself more times than once. And when I do that, then I have to put pen to paper for them to sign something to get them to realize, man, we are not equals. We can be cool, we can be cordial, but man, we are not equals. You have a job to do and get it done. You know who I get more pushback from the same jobs that the other women do and guys too. I can tell you, there was a situation I'll say a couple of weeks ago where the folks on the floor, the people on the floor, staff on the floor had a question about staffing and the number of patients and who should stay, who should go, stuff like that. Like I thought the situation was already handled before by the manager above me. I thought it was already handled because this is something that's handled on days that I normally don't work. This was situations on days I normally don't work. So I thought it was already handled like months ago. Come back one day and walking through, speaking to everybody, finna go back to the office, and boom, the question comes up. Now everybody's around me. And it's a brother there, it's a couple of sisters there. Forgot who else was there. But anyway, when I had to make an executive decision at that time, the brother was not happy. He was not happy. I could tell, he wasn't happy. After that, he wasn't talking. He felt upset because it's funny how it changed when he was in a certain position. But when he's working on a different position, then it's like it goes one way. He feels like it goes one way when he's over here, but then when he's working over here, it went the other way. And he was like, "No, man, it ain't right." I said, "Well, dude, this is from what I'm looking at. This is how I got to go." I said because of the number of patients we have. He didn't like it. So you know what? But I said, hey, I had to make an executive decision right then and there, and this is what it has to be. He wasn't too happy, but he dealt with it. Then I went and I talked to corporate people, and I said, hey, how does this supposed to work? Okay, when it comes to flexing off. And I said, I need to see it. I need to see the policy, the protocol. And so I need to see it. I need to see it in writing. Email corporate person. They emailed me back to the policy of what it had to be, gave me examples and everything for that shift specifically. Well, for that day specifically with the number of patients that we had. I printed it out, left it on the nursing station because I knew I was going to be off that day, the next day. And I sent a text message telling everybody, hey, I reached out to the right people. Here is what's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? I admit if I was wrong, but I wanted to make sure I was right. At the time, I had to make an executive decision. That's what I felt needed to be done. But here's a right way to do it. I'm leaving it at the nursing station, right there on the floor. You can read it for your enjoyment, but this is how it's supposed to go. Boom. No more questions. And like I said, this should have been handled by somebody above me. But anyway, that was done. The sisters did not like it. Did not like it because they was like, nah, that ain't right. And this and the third, or why it doesn't make sense. Don't care if it makes sense. It's the policy. And they just get the jabber jawing for the next 2 weeks about the same damn thing that's already been explained. I don't get it. You can sit there and say something, but yet you get back talk, backlash, negative feedback all the time unnecessarily. There's another, like, I mean, in the position I'm in, there's another brother that me and him, we had a misunderstanding, a disagreement about something, but that was it. It wasn't no jabber jawing back and forth, trying to see who can piss the furthest, nothing like that. It was like, okay, you understand, I understand, but we're going to keep working. And then over time, things we kind of figured, you know what I'm saying, get things back to where it needs to be, you know, so over time, it's like, okay, let's understand, hey, we understand this is what we thought, misunderstand, I get it, blah, blah, blah. And we move on as dudes. But this is what we go through. So it ain't like, so from a personal standpoint, I ain't had these problems with the white women that I work with or under. Hell, I have them come and ask me for advice. Hispanic women, heck no, they hell, anybody, my superiors or those who work on my level or those who work beneath me. I have not had those type of problems. I've seen one or two maybe get upset, but they go and do what they're supposed to do regardless. And I don't get all that back talk. I ain't never had to write up nobody that didn't look like me. Never. And, you know, I just got to put it out there, especially in this video, because she said some stuff that was just outrageous, that we aren't respected by anybody. I'm sorry, but on a personal level, I'm respected by everybody that I come in contact with for the most part. Most time, if I'm not respected, and I can say I'm respected because they ain't gonna, these dudes who may not like me, who may be prejudiced or racist or whatever, bigoted, ain't nobody ever sat there and just degraded me for no reason. Not no dudes. I get more, like I say, more negative slack or flack from females. So when you say don't nobody respect you, let me walk in the room. I guarantee things will change. They ain't gonna hate me. They might look at me, they might even turn their nose up at me in certain places, but I'm gonna get that respect. So for her to say that nobody respect black men, shoot, I know, like I said, I know myself, and I know fellas I hang around, they get respect all the time. You know what I'm saying? Should my dad, let's keep going.
Do you hear me? The gall, the audacity of you to just sit there, and watch a big, strong white male walk towards a black woman as if he finna knock her motherfucking head off.
A big, strong mouth black woman. Don't forget that now. Man, let me stop. Like I said, but yeah, those dudes, back to what she's saying, those dudes are wrong. I mean, they should at least stood up. Even if they didn't say something, at least walk over there. Like, even if you were scared, I mean, at least walk over there. Like, cause like she say she picked the weight up, which I mean, you can't do that because that can get you kicked out of a gym. I mean, but hey, if you think your life is in danger, shoot, you do what you need to do. We'll deal with the consequences later. But yeah, they could have walked over there with weights in their hands or not, or whatever the case may be, and been like, hey, those two against one. You know what I'm saying? And then the sister gonna knock out the little white girl. So it's on. It's on. We can handle you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, they should at least, like, but I mean, only going by the story that she's telling, because we don't know if those two brothers know her. We don't know if she done cussed them two brothers out. Did some feminism stuff, saying black women are not protected in the hell. We hate all black men. We don't know what she did before this. All I'm going by is this 6-minute and 17-second video.
Y'all some.
Damn.
You notice, okay, when the white woman walked towards me, the white male was standing behind her, even if he knew she was wrong, because he knew she was wrong.
And again, this is why I ask, I wonder how old these black men were, because that's how I grew up. Again, that was his woman, right? Let her tell. That was his woman. That was her man. That's how I grew up. When you got your woman, family, no matter what, in public, You got their back. Right or wrong, we're going to ride and die together, no matter what, in public. Not going to let you sit here and charge up my woman. Not going to sit here and let you disrespect my woman in public. Now, when we get home, it could be we get in that car, it could be a whole different story between me and you and talking and getting to the bottom of this. But out in public, in front of them folk, they did what they were supposed to do. Again, where was your man at when you was working out? Why you ain't called them YNs to come help you while you was working out? But the way you talking let me know you don't respect black men in the first place. So why would the black men come and help you? Just on GP? Man, that's asking a lot for nothing.
But because it's the principle behind certain things, he knew to still protect her, regardless of her being wrong or right.
Yep, he did the right thing.
And this is something that you black men cannot grasp. You know why? Because you spend all motherfucking day online arguing about 50-50 and arguing about what black women ain't doing, and everything is black women fault. The whole time they out here antagonizing and intimidating black women in public, and we do not feel safe and we do not feel protected. Okay.
Well, stay out the public then. You should stay out the public. Don't go back to the YMCA. I wouldn't. If I wouldn't go back to YMCA. I'd get a home gym, a tonal, or maybe like an X3 bands, and just stay on your smoothie diet and work out at the house. That's probably the best thing you should do. Or go to the black neighborhoods, find gyms there. I'm sure there are gyms somewhere in the black neighborhood. Black women love to do hot yoga and Pilates and stuff like that. I guarantee, hell, I live in a country town, small little country towns growing like a sun gun right now. And I can go on Facebook and find classes where black women do these like cardio classes, these band classes, these yoga classes, these Pilates classes, strength and conditioning classes. What do you call it? CrossFit classes. Yeah, there are black women who do things like that. That's in the neighborhood. Why would you go somewhere where there's nothing but white people there? Go somewhere where there are black men there, so that way you can be amongst your people. So you ain't got to worry about being disrespected and not being protected in public. Because all your people there, or just go find your gym. They got gyms that's specifically made for women. You can go there too. I mean, shoot, I sure hate it. I mean, it's unfair, but it's life.
Okay, but you know what? I'm a land a plane with this one. I'm a land a plane with this one, and I'm speaking directly to you, black women, when I say this. Get you a motherfucking gun. Get you a pew pew.
Pew, pew.
Don't you wait on no motherfucking body to stand up and do a motherfucking thing. I told them motherfucking crackers in there, don't you take don't take another motherfucking step towards me. And if you want to get stupid, we can go outside in my motherfucking trunk. The bitter reality is
you're not gonna make it to your trunk. I'm sorry. If you said something like, if you told them that, if you told anybody, if you told a black man that, you weren't gonna make it to your trunk. I promise you.
These black women, you are alone. You are by yourself and you are not protected. Because
I hope she knows she's not talking to the black women that are married to black men. I'm just saying. The black women who have black sons who will go scorched earth, rain fire, like Thanos say, for his mama. I hope they not feeling that way, because I don't know who she's talking to. It's got to be in general. It's got to be a small percentage. Maybe it's the ones who's, never mind. I'm gonna keep it. No.
Real is overpowered. Okay, they are overpowered by these tap dancing ass.
So, first of all, why we gotta be the N word? So you mean real N words are overpowered by the tap dancing N words? That does not. Then that wouldn't make them real N words. So let's just say real brothers. That wouldn't make them real brothers, would it? That would make them less than tap dancing brothers. I'm not understanding the point she's trying to make.
Point blank, period. Oh, child, y'all had a day y'all deserve.
So It's a lot in that video. Like I say, broke it down. I didn't want to sit here and listen to her for 6 whole minutes without saying something because it just hurt my soul for her to sit out and talk bad about brothers in general, as in like there are no good black men out there. Mercy. The women in my life, my mother, my woman, my kids, they know. All they have to do is make a phone call and I'm there. Simple as that. Sister, it doesn't just make a phone call. If something ain't right, they already know that I'm gonna be there. They are protected. I don't like for them to be out there by themselves. I need, especially for my sisters, my sister and my oldest. Well, I ain't gonna rush my kids, but yeah, my sister and my oldest daughter. Need y'all go ahead and find you a good black man, get married, and have some and have a family. But until in the meantime, in between time, they know that even if that was the case, they know they can call. Shoot, my dogs know they can call me. And they got uncles on their mama's side that won't hesitate to lay it to lay anybody down for them. So I'm not really sure who she's talking about in this video, but it's sad. But if she doesn't have anybody like that in her family or in her life, she needs to disown her family completely, live off the grid, and maybe go to another country, become a passport sister, maybe marry one of these guys from the continent or that may need a green card to come in the country, and they can have a family, a bunch of babies, get her a strong black man, because ain't nobody in this country good enough for her. Well, if she should go overseas, start a family with strong black men over there, Caribbean or from the continent or from any other country except the United States, from what she's saying, and she can start her own tribe in her own community, get others like her, like-minded like her, start her own community, and create the black men that she feels need to be out here. The problem is, I think the black men that she's talking about were created by women like her and molded by women like her who got nothing good to say about black folk. But anyway, I'm gonna put the link in the description box. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. If you like support the channel financially, you get super thanks, super chats, super stickers, or you can go to the description box. There are a couple of links there you can click on to help support us there. Now, if you like something tangible for your money, which a lot of people do, you can go to marlonrally.com. You can go to our Shopify store, which is in the description box, or you can just hit the shop button below and check out all our luxury products. We have fragrances that last all day. We got beard products. We got silk products, 100% silk products, handbags, and much more. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. But with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I will see you on the other side.